I need water. I've been doing this for like, I don't know, an hour and a half or something. I was gonna
Damn.
start earlier, but I needed to have dinner. But like, it's like fix something and then you get black on it. Fix something and
Right.
then you get red on it. I'm like, ah.
If you're ready for battle, you better get on the saddle. We got some demons to tackle, yeah. We about to put on a show. These haters don't even know.
Top 3 favorite anime characters of all time.
The Rocket Twins from Pokemon.
Yeah, you would have to use your mouth.
I don't know what's going on with Big Radiohead today. Cody asks, I watched last week's episode, but I couldn't stop focusing on that nasty red spot above Anthony's eye.
Damn.
When you come to the ring, which song do we got?
Think of a song. Oh, of a song. A song.
Oh my god. All right, you're not doing that to the ring. Are there any games out there that represent your life, like something you can relate to? It's the most depressing game, Elden Ring. I could probably relate. I could probably relate to Caelid. Yeah, Caelid in Elden Ring, that whole area. I relate to all of that.
Anthony has anxiety.
That whole thing is great. Thank you for that. I really did not think you were gonna put this much time into this. Like I really thought.
I would.
I know,
I
but
told you.
you
Like,
did. You
I don't
did.
know why it surprises you.
You did tell me that you were gonna go crazy on this, but I just like I don't know. I guess I just wasn't expecting. I don't know what I thought. I didn't think you were gonna go all in like this, but I'm glad you did. I put in minimal effort, but.
Oh.
All right, and yeah. So if y'all can't tell, well, let's get to the obvious. Pink here is Adam's family. The
Adam's
mother
family.
the mother from the
Morticia.
Adams family.
Morticia
there we go.
Adams.
I don't remember the names. That's it. That's the one. And she has put a lot of effort into this, and she looks great. I love it.
Thank you.
Um, I went with just anime character Hisoka. I actually forgot that I had this, and I didn't have enough time to run and grab something like spooky. And then the more I thought about, it's like I gotta wear like a big headset, so I can't wear anything with a mask. Even though, as you can see, that's not happening because my headset went out on me. But at the time, I was like, I don't want to get anything with a mask. My friend was literally on the phone with me. I was like, wear your Elden Ring mask and just throw on like a long sleeve black t-shirt underneath it. They're going to see most of the mask anyways. You can just be an Albinoric. I was like, that'd be a great idea if it wasn't going to sound like shit while I'm talking through it. So, but otherwise that would have been perfect. But you know what? We got it together. Well, you have it together. I got something. I got something going. It's either this or a Dragon Ball Z costume that I had, and I just went with this. But I like it. We look fly as hell. If this is your first time listening, you are paying attention to me right now. I am Anthony Streams, and this right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is you may know her as Pink Radiohead, but I know her as AKA Pinky Kardashian, aka
What? I'm sorry, you just insulted me. Like that was an insult.
How was a compliment?
That is not a compliment. I'm sorry.
AKA
Not a compliment.
the Venezuelan goddess. No. Okay, I'll work on my AKs. I'll work on my AKs and come back. Okay. Well, we got Pink Radiohead, and you got me, Anthony Streams, and we do this thing every week where we just go through a bunch of y'all's shitties questions and sometimes good questions, and we answer them, and sometimes we don't answer them, and sometimes Pink tells you to go to Google, but we read them either way. You may not like the answer, but we do read your question, and I want to clear something up real quick. I think it was the last episode we did. One of the questions was about the most random city or something, or state or place in America or whatever. I think what I was thinking was Vermont when I said Long Island. And maybe that's still not random.
No.
Still not? Okay, I give up on the question then. Because I remember I was that person.
It's just crazy that you keep trying to fix that and you
I do.
never fix it.
Yeah, I don't make it any better, huh? But that person was live because I really forgot about it. But I was going through TikTok and I seen that person live and they were talking about Vermont. And I was like, oh, it was Vermont. That was random as hell to me. But I don't know. Maybe being like a black dude from like the deep south, Vermont is just like a strange place. And then maybe to the rest of the world, it's not that weird.
Maybe, I don't know. I just know Vermont from like shows where they say like we're gonna go on to Vermont for the weekend.
All right. Well, I guess it is a thing. Didn't know people went to Vermont for the weekend. If you're
yeah, I
from
think you can
Vermont,
ski. Maybe you can ski there. Maybe.
if you're from Vermont or been to Vermont, let me know in the comments what you do in Vermont, because maybe I'm disrespecting y'all. All right, Pink, do you want to say anything about your costume or anything you want to say before we jump into some questions here?
Well, you know I don't say much until I get asked a question. So.
No, we're good. We're good then. Oh, real quick, I guess I'll tell you this. I started playing, just because we're not gonna be really talking about games very much today, with it being a Halloween
really?
theme.
Yeah.
I started playing Spider-Man Miles Morales, and most people know I'm not like a Marvel guy. Like I'm more dark. So when I do watch superhero things, I like DC. I'm just not into like Spider-Man or Marvel. But everybody kept telling me you gotta play Spider-Man 2. And I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna jump to Miles Morales. So I started playing it, and I just want to say that I'm man enough to admit when I was wrong. And Miles Morales is a really, really fun game. But I have been spending most of it still trying to kill bad guys because like Spider-Man won't kill. So like I'll do something where like I'll fight them close to the edge at the top of like a tower or whatever, and I'll punch them off. And for a while I was like, I'm killing them. Like they keep telling me Spider-Man doesn't kill, but I'm killing these guys. But they're so good, like at outsmarting me, that I'd get ready to just like I'd go webbing off and I would look behind me and they're webbed to the side of the building, and I was like, these fuckers, they just won't let them die. Why are they webbed to the side of the building? Fall to your death.
Because it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is
know.
not like that.
I'm trying my hardest though. We're gonna get a kill.
Spider-Man is the best, actually.
He's a lot better than I was wrong. I'm having a fun time with Spider-Man, and the costumes are pretty cool, and he's got pretty cool abilities. So I just want to throw that out there because I know we got some people from the chat who watch this, and I just want to say y'all were right. I'm not gonna admit it on Twitch, so if you missed it, you missed it. But yeah, y'all were right and I was wrong. All right, let's jump to our first question here from Meadow Sama. Shout out to Meadow Sama. He says, "What's your Halloween traditions? Do you have any?"
I don't have any Halloween traditions, but I will say this, and it's something I told my friends recently. My birthday is in November, very early in November, November 6th. And my entire life, or since I was a kid, my parents always did my birthday Halloween theme. Like, so I didn't grow up like with like the idea that I was a little princess. I always thought I was a witch. Like not like really, but like I would always go for like I'm the witch.
Right, yeah.
And I was always a witch for Halloween, which I thought was my birthday. And it was later on in life that I found out that November 6th wasn't actually Halloween day, but October 31st, if I'm not mistaken.
October 31st.
And it was funny because I was saying, no, my birthday is on Halloween. And then my friends are like, no, it's not. Halloween is on October 31st. And I'm
the
like,
wrong month. You get the great Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah, I don't do Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the holiday,
sad.
the holiday that was not raised on bullshit.
But my new traditions are kind of like just watching a lot of shows that I kind of deprive myself of during the year just so I can sleep because I love paranormal and spooky stuff. And I think the last 2 years I watched the 90s movie, like the 90s versions of the Addams Family again with my dad. That was fun. But yeah, I don't do much, but it's mostly just really watching stuff and playing games. Yeah.
Have you watched
Scary
the newest Addams Family that came out a few years ago? Cartoon, animated?
Animated cartoon, no.
I think it had to have been animated, I think. But yeah, because there's also a show, right, about the daughter?
There's a show about Wednesday, which
Yeah.
I love. I love Wednesday Adams, always did. But now everybody wants to be Wednesday Adams. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
when in the past nobody wanted to be like Wednesday Adams. So that's how it is.
yep.
That's how it is.
It's all about the trend, baby. But no,
Mm-hmm.
there's an animated Adams Family that came out, I want to say like 2017 or so. Like it wasn't very long ago. I didn't end up watching it, but I actually haven't seen Adams Family since the original, like way back when I was a kid. All right, my Halloween
You mean the
tradition.
black and white one
No, not the original. The one that we grew up on.
from the 90s?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. Yeah. That one,
Mhm.
that one. My traditions when we was young, we used to do trick or treating. Um, I used to. All right, so for a while, I remember one of my earliest costumes. I remember wearing. I was a pirate once, and then Scream came out, and I was heavy into the Scream mask, so I did that for God knows how many years in a row. And then they came out with the one that was blood. If those who remember that, it was like the white mask, but I think you could pump blood on it or whatever the situation was. So I freaked out when that came out. And then for the rest of my life, I was like Tupac for Halloween because I got too cool for anything else. So I was like a real dead guy for the rest of my costumes. But that was pretty much it. We did a lot of trick or treating. I don't do horror films and stuff like that because I'm too scary. Uh, I will say that now that I'm a Twitch streamer, I do horror games around Halloween. But when I was a kid, I didn't play horror games or anything like that. So it was mostly just trick or treating. For us growing up, did you ever get to do trick or treating at all, or you just never?
We don't do trick or treating in Venezuela, and I think when I did my exchange program when I was like 17, 18, I don't remember if I did go trick or treating. Maybe I walked a couple of houses with some kids, but I don't think so. I did remember like really enjoying watching the kids go around. And I in the last years, I actually always bought candy to have ready, and no kid came over. So
Oh
I
yeah.
remember, I think 2019 was the last year when I bought candy because I know at my parents' place the kids used to actually trick or treat. Um, but then in the last years they haven't either. I mean, I'm sure because also they grow up and stuff, but I don't see that tradition being kept. Maybe I hope like some like other neighborhoods do and stuff like that, but like I always enjoy that. I
Yeah.
wanted to give candy to the kids and nobody came over.
Right. Yeah. Well, people started fucking it up. Like it got to where there was a while where people were putting things in people's candy, and you had to watch. Like I remember there was a few years, like when I was real young. I'm not sure like how long that's been going on. It could have been going on when I was a kid, but when it hit my mom's radar, it was towards the end of our trick or treating years. So probably like the last 2 years, we were just going to people's houses that we knew, because people are weird and do stupid things and ruin everybody's fun. So like I know
Oh,
like
that's not even stupid. That's just evil.
yeah, exactly. And so I know like a lot of people just go to like grocery stores or people that they know, or they go to like house parties and people just exchange candy there. It's kind of gotten away from so much knocking on door. I haven't had nobody knock on my door in years. Like, and I've lived here probably 3 years. My last apartment there, I was there for like 4 or 5 years, and then I lived in a whole different city for like 3 years. And I can't remember the last time I've ever had anybody knock on my door for candy, so I just haven't bought it. But yeah,
Sad.
yep, weirdos out there. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it for our Halloween traditions. I haven't even gone to a fire Halloween costume, and I still need to do that. I want to do that eventually.
I would.
A Halloween costume, like where all the adults get together and dress up in costumes and have
Like a
drinks.
party?
And yeah, costume party.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't been to one in years, but I have been to some. Yes.
See, I need to get to your level. A couple of my friends were supposed to do one, but they ended up having to work this year. So yeah, I don't know. We'll get there. It's on my bucket list. Mailman, shout out to Mailman. Mailman wants to know, what's the best Halloween costume you ever seen? He's got a few questions, so we'll start here. What's the best Halloween costume you ever seen?
My God, I've seen so many.
Yeah.
So I actually one Halloween I actually spent in Ireland. I was in Dublin, Ireland, and let me tell you, Irish people go all out on Halloween. They call it dress up, if I'm not mistaken, like dress up.
Mhm.
I saw some great. I think like the one that impressed me the most. That was many years ago, so don't judge me because it would impress me at that time. It was
Right.
a Tetris costume. Like there were people
Ooh.
that were pieces of Tetris, uh, and um, and of course, and I well, because we're talking about Halloween costumes, but people also cosplaying Halloween. I saw recently someone did the makeup for the Corpse Bride, like the Tim Burton movie, and
Yeah.
she even like had like the worm coming out of the eye.
Oh, that's
Like
dope.
she stuck that to the eyes and
Mhm.
stuff. So that was pretty cool. And let me tell you, like they make it seem so easy when they're doing the tutorials and you're like watching them do it. Um, this was not even easy. It looks fucking easy and it's not. It's
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah. Yeah, shit, I can imagine so. Let me think. Have I seen any really? I feel like growing up, so many of us were just Scream. There was a while where Scream was like the big thing. Like I just remember trick or treating as a kid, and all of us were Scream. Um, I'm also trying to think of something I haven't seen on TV. I'm trying to think. Now that that's like, I'm trying to just think if I've seen anything in real life that was like insane. 'Cause you go through TikTok and things like that, you can see some really dope Halloween costumes.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
I remember we did probably not the best I ever seen, but when I worked at Subway, we did they let us dress up one year, and the dude that owned it was from India, and like he would tell us, I don't understand this Halloween thing y'all got going on, but if y'all want to dress up, it's fine. He never let us do it before, but one year we finally let him talk us into it. He said, but nothing too dark or creepy because there's kids that come in here and like just keep it casual. Of course, my version of casual was Tupac, but somebody
Oh
dressed
my
up
God.
as somebody dressed up as Big Bird, and that was kind of funny to see.
That's cute.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
was-
I'm friendly. Kids are not gonna be freaked out.
yeah, I know, right? The funny thing though, oh my god, we had one girl who was just like, she was dead set on, why are you Tupac? Nobody's gonna know who you are. And I was like, if you don't know a black guy with a tank top and a bandana the way it's put, like it's obviously Tupac. Um, but
That's not obvious to me. I'm sorry.
really, you wouldn't have known it was Tupac if somebody wore their bandana like.
No, that's not the first thought that I would have. No.
Oh, damn.
I'm
But
just like, it's just a person. I would be like, it's a person.
but it worked out. People knew who I was. The thing that made it funny, she was Kesha, and nobody had a clue. I was like, why would you pick Kesha? Like, there's nothing distinct about Kesha that's gonna like nobody's gonna know what you are. So like everybody was like, oh, there's Tupac and Big Bird. Everybody was like, who are you? And she made the nastiest face at me. I was like, that's on you. I don't know why you would pick Kesha. There's a million other people you could have went with before you got to that. But yeah, I guess I didn't really answer your question about best costume, but like in person, like TikTok and things, I don't want to give you a TikTok answer. Like in person, most people that I've ever seen were like Scream or Michael Myers or something like that. I don't know what the kids today
But
are
what's
doing.
the best you've seen in person? Like, what was like the one that that you liked the most? Because I can tell you, like the Tetris ones was super cool because then they would
Mhm.
position and like do the shapes. And I see I think I saw someone being like the little ghosties from Pac-Man 2, but like huge ass costumes, like people walking around with huge ass costumes, like the big you know what I want? I'm sorry, this is completely random, and I know you're thinking which one was your favorite, but like I want a Kirby costume where I'm just inside a big pink ball and I'm just Kirby.
We can
That's
make that
what I
happen.
want.
We got to make
Yeah.
that happen for the next episode, for next year's Halloween
Next
episode.
episode.
Yeah, the next episode too. Actually, from here on out, just be Kirby on Junk Mail Tuesday. You know what? I remember there being a guy who was headless. I don't know if it was just a random. I don't know if there's a headless character somewhere. I don't know if he just just creative thing or if it was supposed to be somebody. But he had like the collar was up so high that you couldn't see the head, and he had like a fake head that he was walking around with on the
I
side of
mean,
him.
like that's a famous. What's that called in
The
English? Because
the headless horseman.
the headless
Yeah,
horseman
I
is
just
like
didn't know.
literal
I didn't.
translation.
Yeah, I didn't know if he
Yeah.
was trying to, because I don't know. Like, I know that that's a guy. I just didn't know if that's who he was trying to be, or he was. I didn't know who he was. But I mean, maybe it was
I
the
would
headless
assume.
horseman.
I would assume, yeah, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, of course, there's a lot of like headless characters. Like,
Mhm.
and I know Harry Potter has a bunch, and yeah, actually a bunch because like you have Nick, near headless Nick. I think that's what his name is. And he always tries to go into a society where it's just a group of ghosts that were beheaded before they died. So they have like a club,
Mhm.
but he never gets accepted into the club because he's nearly headless. Like his head was like hanging by a thread, basically. That's
Yeah.
what was left, like a little tendon or something was left. So he was not fully beheaded when he died. So he was never accepted into it. Sorry. Go
Nope.
ahead.
Nope. Yeah. I mean, y'all got to get your heads on straight. Um. Yeah, that's pretty much what I can think of. Like I said, everybody around my area was Scream or Michael Myers for a long time. And then the older I got, I
Boring.
just didn't see. Yeah, we were we were boring fucking kids. The older I got, we just didn't see. I didn't even see a lot of costumes. You got to think like, okay, when I was a kid, I was in Houston. Uh, Around high school, I had moved to a small, just super country town, and it was just like nobody did anything fun. They just dip and raise cattle, like. So I mean, like
That
Halloween,
sounds fun.
nobody was doing anything fun. Yeah, it was a great time, dipping and raising cattle. Um,
No, I don't like that.
his next question is, why is Nightmare Before Christmas the best Halloween movie?
Well, I wouldn't say it's the best. Oh, I know, like that. Probably the question is because some people say, "Is it a Christmas movie?"
Yeah,
Because
it's
they
both for
do
me.
like he does. He does like I think he goes. Jack goes out and delivers the presents because whatever happens to Santa, I don't remember. I haven't watched it in a long time. But I do agree it's a great Halloween movie as well. I'm not sure that it's the best, because there's so many out there. However, like it's one of the favorites, right? Like the music is great, the story is great. I love how like in the I know like this wasn't directed by Tim Burton, but the story is by Tim Burton. Um, I love how in his world, like the cool people are usually black and white, and whoever is in color is not that cool.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think that has always been like a something that I like of those movies because I never felt like I would fit in wherever I was. So I never saw his characters as dark. I just saw them as like, they just have their own personalities and they don't adapt to like just the norm. So I think that's what I like about that movie as well. It's just like the cool people are actually like the ones in black and white that
yeah.
are all weird. But yeah, I don't know. That's my take on it.
And Sally is like super hot too, by the way.
That's kind of creepy.
She was, but yeah, I look, my argument for that movie, whether it's Christmas or Halloween, is that it's both. I watch it on both. It's a good time to watch both. Like you just watch it on both
Yeah.
holidays. I love that movie. It's really good. But like I say, everybody knows I love like really dark shit. So I was into that from the time I was a kid. An animated movie that's dark as shit, like that was my vibe as
That's
a kid.
so weird because you're a scaredy cat. So I don't.
Yeah, I like dark. I don't like brutal murder. I just like darkness. I want you
But
to
I will
already
say-
be dead. I don't want to see you be killed. I just want to see you already dead.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, well, I think I've said it before. Like, the horror that I like is not the bloody horror where like people are getting murdered and killed and chased by a killer. You all saw me, or whoever, if you are stopping by and you stop by the Texas Chainsaw Scream,
It was a great time. Great time.
stream. it was a great time for Anthony. It was not a great time for me.
And for the viewers, we all enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did. I did not. Like, I literally got very anxious and did not like it. And for some reason, like with the ghost stories, I don't feel that way. I feel like it already happened, and it's kind of like the same. It already happened, but also like you're focusing more on like the afterlife aspect of it, and kind of like a continuation of it than actually like everything ends. Like
Mm.
everything as you know it is ending because somebody is an asshole that's coming to kill you. You know, like it's not on your own terms. It's not because you got sick, which sickness obviously, of course, sucks, but it's also natural,
Yeah.
right? But somebody killing you is not sorry. I think
No,
I
I'm
hate
with you.
killers. I
I'm
definitely
I'm
do.
with you. I'm with you 100%. I've told this story before. I don't remember if I told it on here. I probably have because I've told it a few times on Twitch too. But I loved scary movies as a kid. I loved Scream. I loved I Know What You Did Last Summer. When Saw came out, it fucked up everything. I've never gone back to horror movies since. I don't even want to see Scream. Like I just don't want to see anything. Ever since Saw, I've seen that as a kid in theaters, and I've never been the same since Saw's came
So
out. Yeah, yeah. Here's the funny thing though. I don't think you'll mind me saying this. If you do, we'll take it out. But Pink was playing Mortuary's assistant. And here
which
comes
I'm probably gonna play after this too.
oh, I'm definitely gonna be in
I'm
there.
taking advantage of this.
Yes, no, I'm definitely gonna be in there. Because all right, so my chat's coming in. Oh, we just went to go, like multiple people are coming back into my chat. We just went to go see Pink Radiohead. She's playing Mutual ooh, what was it? Mortuary.
Mortuary.
Yeah, Mortuary assistant. And they're like, we're gonna go tell her you said hi. I'm like, yeah, go tell her I said hi. So like they're coming in and out, and I was like, all right, let's go right here because I kind of want to see something horror. So we get in there, we're having a great time watching her scream and scream and scream some more. And
I wasn't screaming that much.
no, yeah, you really didn't, to be honest. Oh, well, from when I came in, we got two
I
good
screamed.
we got two good
yeah,
screams when I came
Do
in.
one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And those were my first ones, I think, during the entire stream. Because I was actually doing really, really good. I was like I was
Yeah.
holding on. But I
Yeah.
think that actually kicked in later on. But go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, we had a good time. She got her screams out. She in stream. We're leaving. So, like, everybody knows I do this thing where I get in the bed and I'm supposed to go to bed, but I'm up for 2 hours just scrolling through social media. I'm going through Instagram stories and I just see Pink lighting what the fuck was you lighting? Like a
Palo Santo. Palo Santo.
I said the funny thing is she means this. This isn't even a joke. She means this.
Yeah, I don't want no energy, like no negative energy around me. Thank you. Like, you know why? Because it's their fault. Like, developers were really, really mean when they did that. When they put that trigger warning at the beginning, they're like, this is based on real events. If things start
Yeah.
happening around you, contact your local church and paranormal team. I'm like, what?
And I think Pink asked us too. She's like, "Is this real?" She's like, yeah, "I don't know nothing about it. I doubt it. I doubt this is based on a true story." It's one of those that could be based on a true story because I'm sure like a mortuary assistant somewhere probably seen some weird shit somewhere around the world. But
Have you seen the autopsy of Jane Doe?
no, is that a movie?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not.
So if you haven't watched it, I
No,
recommend you watch it, but don't watch it alone. I watched it alone.
or at all. There's my plan.
No,
Just not
watch
watch it
it.
at
It's
all.
really good though. It's really good. It's a really, really good movie. Like, it's hard to come by with horror movies that are good. And this one was good. So, and it's really creepy. But yeah, so the mortuary assistant actually reminds me of that movie. It's just a little bit of a different story. And I was talking to a friend about that recently too, because we were talking about that movie and the game.
Okay, nice. I'll have to look into it. I can't make no promises. I wonder what the last horror movie I watched was. I'm not gonna sit here and take a lot of time thinking about it, but if it comes to me, I'll put it. Man, I can't remember the last time I watched a horror movie. It might have been the one that I think I said on here too about the Green Inferno where they cut the guy up and I passed out in the movie theater. I've told that story on here. No, have I not?
I'm not sure.
Okay, quickly. There was a movie called Green Inferno. It was based on a tribe that were cannibalists, and these people were going there on the island to do protest because they were mad about the people cutting down their forests, like their trees and stuff, and they were like, leave these people alone and all that. And somehow the plane crashed and they ended up by the tribe, and it was a cannibalistic tribe, and the first guy they killed was like this pretty large dude, and he thought they were just feeding him water or giving him water to drink and stuff like that, and hydrating them, but they were really just stuffing them, I guess, to cook them or whatever. So they laid him down and took like this big homemade like machete thing and just started just hacking at him little by little, and he's screaming and blood's everywhere and they're cutting and I just passed out. I passed out in the middle of the movie theater, and I don't think I've seen
I'm not a
one.
fan of gore.
neither, yeah.
I'm not a fan of gore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand people who actually are okay with gore. And I'm not judging you. I just don't understand you.
Yeah. No, I'm judging too, by the way. I don't understand you and I'm judging you. It's some weird shit. All right, let's jump to BD Black Dragon, who says best Halloween movie. He's got a few, so we'll start there. Are we still going with well, you said that you didn't think that was the best Halloween movie. Do you have one in mind?
Because for me, it's not one. I think there's so many that I would put there in that category. That yeah. But which are the movies the Black Dragon has? Like,
Oh, he didn't put any. He was just asking which we think is the best Halloween movie.
okay, well, I love, like I said already, like I love the Addams Family. I wouldn't say like it's like, oh, Halloween, I could watch it any type of the time of the year, but I think that's what some of my favorite. The Corpse Bride is another one. And definitely like A Nightmare Before Christmas, I would include it there too.
Yeah,
Um,
that's probably my
I'm
number
trying
one.
to think. Also, other things that I rewatched recently, and I love them. I watched The Craft again. That's a good movie, actually. I think if you haven't watched it, definitely watch it. All these new generations actually trying to imitate that style, the '90s style.
Yeah.
And then I think I would also go for Practical Magic.
I'm gonna rock with The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's just something I go to around Halloween time. I always do like the dark animated movies. So like, oh wait, you got one?
Sleepy Hollow. Do not forget Sleepy Hollow. That was so good.
Oh,
No, the Sleepy Hollow, and then Hocus Pocus. Oh my God, there's
Hocus
so many.
Pocus
I'm
is a
telling you,
great one. Yeah.
there's so many. And like, what's the one that they remade recently? But I don't think it did that well. But like, I remember like the one from when I was growing up, or probably had already came out. Where like the witches turn kids into mice. That one was good too, and creepy, especially if you're a kid watching it.
That's not Halloween Town, right? No.
No.
But Halloween
No.
Town was pretty good too.
And I would also add, oh my God, I just had it and then it went away.
Yeah, it's my brain on the daily.
You can go ahead.
Okay, just keep. All right, I didn't want to disrupt your thinking. Yeah, Halloween Town was a good one for me, but I think I'm still gonna stand by Nightmare Before Christmas. But there's that. Frankenweenie was pretty fun. Paranorman, I think was the number one of those.
Paranorman, yeah. Don't you like Monster House? That
Monster
one is
House was
actually
cool. Yeah, that was cool too.
Yeah, it's really creepy. I actually watched it with a friend, and still this day, she still messages me whenever she sees it, like, you know, like she sees it on a streaming server or something, because she was terrified of that movie. Coraline.
Oh,
Coraline.
Coraline. I was just gonna ask you. I was just about to say, do you think Coraline is a Halloween movie?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Coraline, Monster
Yeah,
House, so many
yeah.
of them. Yeah.
Coraline was great. We used to babysit a girl back when I was in high school, and my mom would babysit one of her friends' kids, or it was actually her granddaughter, but she ended up living with the grandma. So either way, that's the kid we were babysitting, and every day she came over, she would put on Coraline. Every day we sat and watched
She's not
Coraline.
creepy, no. She's not creepy.
No, oh, speaking of her not being creepy, and we're on Halloween, I could tell this story of her real quick. I came in from school one day, and she was looking out the window, and I was like, what are you looking at? And she said, that guy over there by the pool. I was like, wait, we have a backyard. Who's in our backyard by the pool? So I went and looked out the window, and there's nobody there. And so I looked back at her, I said, what are you talking about? And she was like, I don't know. It was a guy, like, she's just back to playing. You know how kids are. She's back to playing with her toys, like, not giving a fuck. And I'm like, yo, who was standing by the pool? Like, nobody's supposed to be back there. Scared the shit out of me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kids can see things, you know, like dogs do. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. And they
Yeah.
just don't know. They don't care normally.
Yeah, kids, y'all are so weird. Favorite Halloween costume growing up? I guess that's different from best. Did you have a favorite that you wore? Or yeah, I guess yeah. Did you have one of your? Mine was the Scream Bloody Mask.
Favorite. This might be my new favorite, even though I don't like the makeup looks way better on camera than it looks in real life. Um, I did do like Diva a couple of years. I'm tired of doing it, but it was cool when I did it the first time. I did it when the game had came out. So nobody was Diva. Now everybody's Diva. But like that was the year
Right.
the game came out. So it was strange to find a Diva on the street. And that was actually like I went out and people were like, oh my God, are you Diva? Like and people
Diva's-
took pictures with me and I
Yeah.
didn't care because I kind of like was tipsy. So I was just like,
Yeah.
that I would never do nowadays.
If you have a picture of drunk Pink that you took with her, please send it. Please send it. We need all the pictures of drunk Pink taking photos
Not
with
drunk,
y'all.
tipsy.
Or tipsy. Either way, it's going to be hilarious. That's actually the only character I've ever seen from Overwatch. And I've seen it so many times that that's the only reason I know it was Overwatch, because it just got to the point of, who the fuck is this? And people were like, oh, that's Diva from Overwatch. I'm like, I don't know. At the time, I didn't know Overwatch was even a shooter game. I knew nothing.
I mean, you
about
didn't
it.
know Diva was Diva. You were like the robot girl. And
Yeah,
the other day you
exactly.
said DVA on your stream.
I
So-
did say DVA. I did. I knew nothing about Overwatch at all. I probably didn't even, to be honest, I probably didn't start watching it until Pink Radiohead, to be honest with you. When I found her stream, I just kept coming back to watch it because I was into Valorant. I would go into the search bar and watch people play Valorant. And then I like watching people play shooters competitively because I'm not good at it. So I just kind of live through other people. So it's like, that's something I always say people wouldn't know about me, is like I go searching for Overwatch and Valorant now. I go search people playing those games and like watch it. But I didn't know about Overwatch being a shooter until I was watching her. I was like, oh shit, this is a shooter game. Like, so now I kind of watch Overwatch also. Yeah, but there we go. From best Halloween movie to Overwatch talk. Just be glad y'all aren't getting Elden Ring right now. I'll find a way to get Elden Ring here in a minute.
Oh, there was another tradition I had.
What's that?
Like when Overwatch, on the first years of Overwatch, I had a tradition of playing like the Halloween event with my friends. We actually had fun back in the day with those events. Nowadays, they're not that fun anymore. But
I keep hearing that
Yeah.
about Overwatch. Favorite Halloween costume growing up. Yeah, so mine was the Bloody Scream mask. Another quick Halloween story for y'all. When I first got the mask, I was going trick-or-treating with my best friend at the time, and his mom was taking us. And you know, Scream wears like the long gown. So I had the gown on, and I had my fake knife, and I'm chasing him. 5 seconds out the door, I'm chasing him, and I trip on the gown off the curve and like bust my lip, and I'm already bleeding, like
oh,
for real. Like, it's not just the Scream Bloody mask. I'm bleeding out my lip like bad.
oh my god.
And my
Well,
friend,
perfect for Halloween.
yes, my friend's mom was like, "Damn, dude, you couldn't give it 10 minutes before you almost kill yourself out here."
But wait, I didn't hear the part of growing up. I gave like costumes and like on my entire life. When I was a kid, my favorite was being a witch.
Oh yeah. The witch costumes are like, you can never go wrong with a witch costume. They always look fire to me. Is there a house you were scared to trick or treat at? And if so, why?
Well, I'm gonna twist it because I didn't do trick
Yeah.
or treating,
Yeah, true,
but
true.
there was a house I was scared of. It was my own house. Um, yeah.
Did you you gotta cleanse those spirits out? I had
Uh,
oh,
so I'm not gonna go into detail, but
right, right.
it's an ongoing issue up to this date, and there has been many cleansings, and I think it finally worked. So yeah.
I'll say okay. If it we'll back out of this if it's too much detail. But is it the place you're currently in, or this is just a different?
It's back
Oh,
in my
okay, okay.
country.
Oh,
Back in my
okay. Got you, got
country.
you, got you.
It's where I
Okay.
grew up. You said growing up.
Right,
It's
right.
I
Okay.
didn't. Well, I lived there since I was 10.
Right.
It was my parents' home. And it wasn't something good.
Got you.
So
I got you. I got you. Well, that's going to answer his next question. I guess I'll answer. We did. It's weird that I actually have an answer for this, but my mom used to take us by a house that every year, whether it was Christmas or Halloween, they never decorated. It was this big house, and it looked so creepy. And it was on the street where literally everybody, even during Christmas, like lit up houses and everything. There was one house that was just dark all the fucking time. And one day I remember I had to pee so bad. So I'm in the back, like, doing the whole rocking thing. I was like, Mom, I gotta go. And she was taking us to look at the Halloween decorations. Cause we would do that. Dang, that's, you know what? That was one of the Halloween traditions. She would drive us around to see Halloween. She would do that for Halloween and Christmas. She would drive us around to look at decorations. But she was
yeah.
like, all right, I guess you're gonna have to stop at this house. And she would pull up and stop in front of the house, just fucking with me the whole time. She's like, get out and go tell them you need to use the restroom real quick. I'm like, Mom, please just take me home. I gotta
To
go.
that one and that one.
Yeah, yep, to that house. And she would just sit there for a minute, just pranking me hard. But his next question was gonna be, do you believe in ghosts? I'm assuming your answer is going to be yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I don't know. I always feel like I just kind of what makes it hard for me is like, okay, like if Pink says that story, you know what I mean? Then it's like, okay, I believe her. Like I see where she's coming from with this. The thing that then I guess my answer would be yes, because but a lot of the people who tell their story, like that they've gone through an exorcism, I don't know, a lot of them I don't believe, like on TV stuff. You know what I mean? Like people who go on and do interviews and things. I'm just like, I don't know if I believe this or if you're just trying to get.
I do and I don't.
Mhm.
Like, I think it's always good to have like a little bit of skepticism with that stuff, but at the same time, like who am I to say or to not believe them when I had my own experiences,
Right.
you know what I mean? And I know sometimes on TV, like I think it's mostly like I think people that tend to just like not believe in that or kind of be like very negative about it, kind of like, oh, shut up, stop lying, or they don't believe in psychics, they don't believe in mediums, they don't believe in anything paranormal. Um, and they say like they just base themselves on science, and like science is something that also changes too, because the more we find out, the more
Mhm.
things we can prove,
Oh yeah.
and things that we didn't believe in before, like we believe in now, right? And I think it's the same, but like if you really look at humans throughout history, like there's always been something with some sort of spirit world or some of other presences that we cannot explain. We still cannot explain how, what the hell is a soul, right? Like there's so many things that we cannot explain. So I think it's just like for people like just flat on saying no, I don't believe in that. I just think they're scared, to be honest. And I
Yeah.
understand that. And I understand that. I understand being scared of the unknown, but like I had that experience and I wasn't the only one. That's a crazy thing. But for a long time, uh I wasn't validated by people who actually could have validated me. I wasn't validated. Other people did, but the people that I needed to validate me didn't.
Right.
So it was just actually like around 2020 or 2021. Somebody went to that house and had an experience there, and I'm like, no
Oh.
way, that's still there. And then that started a whole conversation.
Yeah.
that open up like for that, and so many people live in the same thing. It's not a coincidence. Like it's just, especially people that didn't know about it, because at some point people in school knew and said that my house was haunted. Um, but I'm pretty sure some people said like, "Oh, they're full of shit," and others were like, "No, I actually don't think they're full of shit because I some people actually had experiences in my
Right.
house." Yeah, I think it's just hard to prove it. It's one of those things that is just hard to prove, and of course, with so many people just making it up, is like just for views, like people
Yeah.
on YouTube that might do it for views and stuff like that. I think some people are great cinematographers,
Hmm.
and I think they do a great job, but they're not doing any justice to people that are actually trying to prove it.
Yeah. Like all the ghost hunting shows. I'm just like, all right. It sounds
Yeah,
like somebody's just
I don't
yeah.
have anything against it. I do have something against kind of like making it grander than it seems,
Hmm.
because the truth is that unless it's something like very potent, like it's not like in movies. Like movies exaggerate it because to give it that aspect. However, like what movies are trying to portray sometimes is the feeling that it gives you, not what you can actually experience. But I know that depending on the person, you can see things that are more full body and kind of like more like in the movies, which is crazy. Some people have actually have experience that looks more like in the movies, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not This is something that I do believe in, and
Hmm.
because I have had my own
Well, you
experiences.
know it's
So,
real because you've experienced it. So it's not even a
yeah.
believe thing. Like you
Yeah.
know for a fact it's real. I've never experienced it, but I'm not big on saying no to anything because I
Yeah.
don't know everything. It would be foolish to say 100% something like that doesn't exist. Like there's the way you were saying like it's hard to prove. It'd be very hard to prove that somebody's lying about that. Just because you didn't go through it doesn't mean it's not a thing. So
Yeah.
I just try
Yeah.
to stay away from it like as much as possible, but I just try not
Yeah.
to even play around in that world.
I always like to say something to my friends that are a little kind of like skeptic, and it's just like just to freak them out. And I'm like, you probably have had experiences, you just didn't realize it. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
For example, I know my brother when he was a kid, and like that's the thing, innocence, like not being blocked or not being like subject to a lot of like predetermination and kind of like everything that we put in our real and like in our everyday lives, you know what I mean? Like how we got about life and how we see just everything is just like in this world, like everything physical, and we have to see it and we have to touch it. um like my brother, as an innocent child, my grandpa had died, and he saw my grandpa sitting in his room, and he was
Oh
like,
no.
he was like, "No, yeah, I saw my grandpa." And but he was super innocent about it, and like
Mhm.
he's not lying,
Yeah.
I know he did. Because I know of experiences that even my grandmother told me of, like when somebody from our family would die, like, oh, and it's kind of like, how sometimes things that you don't know why you don't know them.
Hmm.
I think it's something like that. Kind of like when you feel something, and I think that happens in my family a lot, like, oh, this happens, and I felt it was this person who just died. Like they didn't see the person, but they felt it, because
Right.
people, if I walk into a room and you know me very well, you probably know, you sense me like, oh, Lily's here, and I think it's like that. I think it's energy.
Yeah. No, that makes it
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. Like I said, that's what I'm with you on this. That's why I just don't say. I can only say that I've never experienced it. Well, that I know of. Like you said, it maybe something happened. I just ignored it, but I've never
Could be.
experienced it personally, or that I seen
I don't
personally.
invite it for sure. And that's why you saw me burning that Palo Santo there, because like, and like the good thing and like something to know is just like, I think the majority of experiences are harmless. If you ever had an experience, or if you ever have an experience, most of them are harmless.
Hmm.
But I think it's when you're a kid and you experience something traumatic or negative, like that's what makes you very scared of it. That's why I actually, lied Palo Santo just in case.
Yeah, that was hilarious though. All right, that was the last one for BD. Why is this Nightmare Before Christmas the best movie? We already did that. What's the All right. Flint, shout out to Flint. Flint wants to know what's the best Halloween costume for a dog. I always
For
think
a
of
dog?
Yeah, I always think Frankenweenie when I think of like dogs and Halloween.
That's cool.
So,
Maybe Snoopy as well.
yeah,
Scooby
Snoopy.
Doo.
Yeah, Scooby Doo.
Oh, I saw a Scooby Doo Shaggy costume the other day on Instagram, and I thought it was the cutest thing in the world.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with like Scooby Doo. Flint also says, "What is your favorite candy from trick or treating?" You never went trick or treating, but do you have a favorite Halloween candy?
But I know the candies. Yeah,
Mm.
I would say buttercups and probably Sneakers.
You're on there.
Buttercups?
Yeah.
Are they called buttercups?
Reese's
Is that what they're
Buttercups?
called?
Yeah, it's the same
Reese's
thing.
Buttercup.
Yeah, Reese's Buttercups. That's a top 3 candy ever too. Probably that and like a Snickers. I'd probably roll with those two. I'm not like the biggest Snickers fan either, but like for Halloween, it's like it's a
Yeah,
thing.
when I was a kid, I used to like Milky Way more. But
Mhm.
Milky Way doesn't have the nuts, and Snickers do, which
Mhm.
cuts the sweetness. And now it's too sweet for me. Maybe when I was a
Yeah.
kid, I would be happier with the sweetest one. But now I like the one that cuts down the sweet a little bit.
Oh yeah,
That's why Reese's Buttercup is good too, because peanut butter is salty.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're so good. Reese's is
Yeah.
a classic. How do you feel about countries like Australia and parts of Europe that don't celebrate Halloween?
I mean, like I said, we celebrated Halloween, or we had Halloween themed things just by association, but like it's not something a tradition like it is here, like it was in Ireland.
Mhm.
So what do you mean? What I think? I don't care. Like everybody celebrates their own things.
Yeah. No, I think all of y'all need to start celebrating it. No.
I mean, I don't care where I am. And even though it's not the same, like people do Halloween stuff in many countries, even if
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
part
yeah.
of it. Like because Halloween is cool at the end of the day. It's fun to dress
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Halloween doesn't have to be trick or treating. Just even if you want to dress up, that's fun. If you don't want to dress up, you just want to watch horror stuff on TV all day. Just let Halloween be fun. It's the day of the dark. I'm with it. And it doesn't even have to be dark if you don't want it to be dark. Thank you for those Flints. C Tom says, "What's the best spooky game to play on Halloween night?" Yeah, Pink, tell us. You're playing it.
Well, I think the mortuary assistant is a really, really good one if you really want to be scared. Phasmophobia with your friends, always
Oh,
great.
I played that for the first time not that long ago.
Yeah,
A few weeks ago for
and
the
there's
first time.
Demonologist. I actually got 2 of my friends to play with me, and I felt really brave right next to them. We were going together the entire time, though.
Yeah.
Like we would not separate. We were like, don't leave me alone, don't leave me alone.
I remember I went in there and we had brought the crucifix in there, and they went back to the truck, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back in there. They was like, just go in there and make sure everything's good. And I go in there and the crucifix is on fire all of a sudden. I said, oh fuck this. I don't know what's happening, but I gotta get the fuck out
Oh,
of
that
here.
means that it stopped a haunting.
Yeah, I said, yeah, no, I'm out. And I had one where they let me go into the room by myself and try to talk to the ghost, and it just chunked the crucifix at me. I said, this thing doesn't like me at all. It's a fun game,
Some
though.
of them, it's crazy though, because like in those games, like sometimes like they want to hunt one person.
Mhm.
Every time I was playing with my friends, it was always coming for me. Like
Of
I
course.
was always being the one being hunted, and I hated it. So last time that I played Demonologist with my friends, I actually didn't die. I was so happy. I'm like, yes.
Oh yeah. Well, funny thing about best games on Halloween is that I didn't tell y'all, but we have Pink Radiohead playing Halloween night Texas Chainsaw Massacre live on Twitch.
That's not true. You will not see me there.
By yourself, by the way.
If we play Phasmophobia, maybe, but no, I'm not playing that.
All right, last one in here is from Breed. What's the worst thing you ever got from a house while trick-or-treating?
Go ahead. I don't have anything.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. I'll tell you one from me and then one from a friend whose parents did something wild. I got one of those candy candy apples, and I didn't like that. Not that they're not good, but as a kid, I was just like, why would you give me this shit? Like, I don't.
I will say I once like I saw a kid eating one. Like one of those times that we
Mhm.
came to visit and we went to the theme park. My sister and I saw a kid eating a candied apple. We're like, we want one, we want one, we want one, we want one. And then finally my mom gave in because I'm guessing we were pretty annoying. And she gave us like she got us that. Oh my god, I was so disappointed.
Yeah,
I
they're
was
not.
so
They're not great.
disappointed.
I think I've only had one like my entire life.
It's just an apple
Yeah.
that it's usually green, which is a little bit more acidic with a bunch of caramel on top. It's not even that good.
Yeah.
I was like,
Have you?
mm.
Yeah, no, they're not great. I've had like one my entire life, and it was okay. But like, as for a Halloween treat, I was just like, why are we doing this? Um, I had a friend, or have a friend, whose parents are super religious, and they gave out Bible to people who know.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to roll my eyes, but
I, I didn't knock on their door and get one, but when they told me, I was like, wow, that's crazy.
like some people really like.
Yeah, they not
Sorry,
having
it's
it
just
yet.
like they really, really annoy me. People like that because then you see them how they are and how they treat other people, and they're not even good people.
Yeah.
And it's like, shut the fuck up. You just like to read this book, and you just like to feel better than everybody else.
I love that. Actually, that's the part that has to get clipped from this episode. Um, other than that, I've never had anything too bad. I mean, you get the people who throw like what are some of them? Like them weird candies that are like zebra colored. I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're like white and have like black stripes. They look like a zebra in candy form. Like, I don't even know what those are called. If anybody knows what those are, put them in the comments. But you get like those. I remember getting some like peanut candy, but it's like it's in the shape of a peanut, but it tastes like shit. It doesn't taste like a peanut at all. I gotta find these and send them to you. They're
Okay.
so.
I will
Ah,
say,
it's so
like,
fucking
because I think even though I didn't go trick or treating, like they did have bags of candy.
Mhm.
I don't understand what the hype is with Laffy Taffy. I do not understand. A lot of like there are some like that are kind of like they look like little pills.
Mhm.
They're not even good. A lot of this candy is not
Yeah.
even good. It's just like sugar, and like kids like it because they're like after, you know,
Yeah.
it's like not good.
Yeah, I was always a chocolate guy. Like, Laffy Taffies are cool. That's one of those things I can't even think of the last time I've ever spent money on a Laffy Taffy. I've always been like a kid that was into like chocolate. So like the nerds things and all that, it's more like if somebody gave them to me, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take some nerds or a Laffy Taffy or whatever. But like if I'm gonna go to the store, I'm usually just buying chocolate. So yeah, I don't really fuck with that other sweet tarty stuff like that. All right, that's it. That was our final one.
Good. Because my head is bothering me. I have to fix my wig because I think there's like it's a bobby pin and it's fucking stabbing me right now.
Look at this. She went all out for y'all today. Y'all should be very grateful. Because I was just giving you Hisoka. I was not.
I'm like, is he even wearing anything?
I am. I'm Hisoka. It just, like I said, I thought this could be like a fun little thing, and this was all I had in the room. I did not know. She did tell me she was gonna go all out, but like I didn't think literally all out. Like I thought, I don't know. I thought maybe you could do like
I don't know what he expects from all out.
I think I thought like some fake vampire teeth and like maybe put like a
Oh,
little.
that would be cool. I wanted to
Yeah.
do that actually.
I thought it was just gonna be something like that, like some vampire teeth and like some fake blood around her mouth area. I thought it was gonna be something like that. But we got on the live the recording here, and as soon as I seen it, I was like, oh my god, it's Adam's family, the mom. I always forget her name.
Adam's
It's the mom.
family.
Yeah.
Morticia.
Morticia. Yeah, you know my memory's bad. I don't remember what I did yesterday. I damn sure don't
Oh, it's
remember.
Adam's family. Yeah, look at my family
Yeah.
behind me.
That's how I
Oh,
categorize.
hi.
You see, I said the Dragon Ball Z costume. I don't even remember that guy's name of the costume I have. It's Android something. But yeah, thank y'all so much for putting your questions. If you have questions you want to ask for next week's episode, you can put them in the comments below. We're going back to normal questions next. Well, as normal as possible. They're never normal because y'all are some weirdos. But
Yeah, because we're very normal.
well, I am. I take pride in that.
I don't.
If you want to catch her live because she's streaming more, and we were just talking about this in chat the other day, we're gonna stay on Pink's ass to try to get her to stream. And of course, if she doesn't, then we're gonna get off her ass because I'm kind of scared of Pink. But we're gonna try to stay on her ass until she fights back to stream more often. So you can catch her on twitch.tv/pinkradiohead. And you can catch me on twitch.tv/Anthony Streams with 2 Z's on the end of that. And we're gonna call it there. If y'all have a safe Halloween, Pink, do you want to say anything to the people? There you go. I was gonna say, you know what? I was about to be a smartass and it wasn't gonna work. I was about to say for the audio listeners who didn't catch any of that, but I forgot we're not on audio platforms yet. Yeah, I gotta get that figured out. All right, everybody, be safe out there. Have fun and happy Halloween.